Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and today we're going to be taking a look at something that I always preach to people, but I've never really shown an in-game example of. So I always talk about how the smallest little bit of cover can be the game-changing factor in some fights, and you can win some games just by playing the tiniest little amount of cover. And I've always been saying that, and I've said it multiple times across different videos on this channel, but I've never really shown an example of it. So I really wanted to do that today to kind of dive deep, show you guys exactly what I mean, and to really push this forward, I wanted to show you guys a video from 2 years ago that I had. Now, this was way back in the days when scrims had to be done with Q snipes. So what that meant was we were all on the same server, we all readied up at the same time, we hoped that we got into each other's game. So that's how long ago this video was. But that just goes to show that this kind of fundamental will be with you for the rest of the time that this game is out. This has been with me for 2 years. This is going to be something that you need to learn because it will set you up for the rest of your time playing Apex. So this video is just going to be showing you guys, like, this fundamental, this stuff will be so valuable for you to learn. So let's dive right into it. And I just want to say a quick thank you to Opera GX for sponsoring today's video. Opera GX is the #1 gaming web browser, period. While many other browsers will suck up your CPU and RAM, which will cause lag, FPS drops, and even all-out crashes, Opera GX allows you to control the amount of CPU and RAM that the browser is going to use. There are also amazing features like GX Control, which is a network limiter that enables you to limit the amount of bandwidth used by your browser, so you can get the maximum performance in your games and streams. Another huge plus is that you will no longer be flashbanging yourself every time you open your browser, because Opera GX can force dark mode on every single page. And for those of you looking to spice things up, GX Corner will give you amazing deals on new games and even many free games. I mean, just look at all these deals right here. On top of that, you get instant connection between Discord and Twitch with seamless integration. All of these features combined make Opera GX the best gaming browser, so go ahead and download Opera GX for free from the link down below. Okay, now with that being said, let's hop back into this video. Now with this, starting off, this was on World's Edge. Now this was Season 3 World's Edge, that's why it's so vibrant, that's why it looks so good, but this was Season 3 World's Edge. And in Season 3, the circle pulls were a lot more predictable because there was only a set few that they could have been and there was no randomization. Now in Apex it's a little bit harder, but the fundamental still stands. Now in this one, we knew that it was going to be pulling somewhere over here in circle. It was going to end on this side. We weren't quite sure exactly where it ended, but we knew that it was going to end somewhere around here. So with that, we wanted to take a strong position. So we were holding this entire edge up here the entire time that we were playing this area. And we had such a strong position, we had such a good god spot that it was really hard for teams to push us. And now we have to kind of make a rotation. So right now there isn't a whole lot of options for us to take. We could take this crawler, we could take kind of this ledge right here, but we know that those are highly contested positions, and if we were to take something like that, then we might not be able to hold it, we might not be able to fend off the teams, because back in the day in Q snipes, you didn't really want to fight. You didn't get any points in the scrims for fighting. Kills didn't matter, it was all positioning. So, or like what place you got in the game, that's what I mean by positioning. So we didn't really want to fight because fights didn't award us anything. So with this, we wanted to take a less contested area that's still very strong. And there's one spot in this zone that really has all that, and it is this rock right here. Now, a lot of people that are watching this video are probably going to say to themselves that rock looks absolutely horrible. It looks like you can't really play a lot of it. Like there's no real protection on it. And in a certain amount of situations you would be right, but you have to remember we also have Watson, we have Gibraltar, so there are other options. And on your own team comps, you could have options yourself. So if you have, say, like a Valkyrie, she could be playing split up here for the time being, or if you have, like, Gibby is pretty strong in the meta still, so you probably will have a Gibby, so it will offer you a little bit more protection. But you will have more options in your team comp. If you have a Horizon, if something goes wrong, you can just queue up. There always are options on your own team comps. So right now we're going to be going for that spot. We're going to be going for that little rock because it does offer our team a good amount of protection, and we just want to hold a spot that will be strong in zone for a long time. And once you get up to this rock, you can actually see that it's pretty good. Throw the Watson generator down, and now you just start to fence up, because right now we just want to play this for endgame. So I'm just throwing up these fences. I'm not really worried about people pushing us. The fences aren't here to really deter pushes. What they are here to do is block line of sight and let people know that we already have this. So we see a team pushing down onto another spot near us. We see teams fighting in the buildings near us. And this is something that, you know, a lot of people would freak out. A lot of people would panic, but this isn't something that you would have to worry about. Now, with this, teams are going to be fighting, and there's no real way for a team to push this spot. So you have to be aware of that. And if you look at the circle right here, the circle does pull exactly where we thought it was. So it does pull right here. So we have a very strong spot. And right now, we know that teams are going to be panicking because we're the only ones on this side of the circle. We are the only ones with a good spot here. So as long as we can hold out, and if you're in a situation like this, as long as you know that teams are not near you, and as long as you can just sit and play this spot or whatever spot you're playing, you will be able to win, because teams are going to be forced to fight around you, and you're not really going to have to worry about anything. And this is just something that you guys really need to pay attention to in your own personal games, is you don't have to freak out or panic if the circle is pulling towards you because you think the team's going to throw into you. If there's no way for them to really get to you, they're going to have a hard time pushing you, and you're going to be able to really defend against them. So now with this, we just have to sit and play this, and that's all we do. Like we peek out a little bit to kind of let teams know that we're still here. We throw some fences up to continue to block line of sight. People really underestimate how strong blocking line of sight can be. So if you have somebody like Rampart or Watson or Caustic or anything like that, always be trying to throw stuff to block line of sight. Like you can throw a barrel beside you and pop it to get the gas going to try to block line of sight. You can have Watson fences up like I do here. You can throw Rampart walls up, and even if somebody destroys the top of it, you can still play the bottom of the Rampart wall to kind of get a little bit of line of sight going. Just stuff like that. Like you always need to be using your characters above and beyond what they're meant to do. Like Watson is only really meant to be a defensive legend, but that blocking of line of sight is huge. But now you guys can see that I'm kind of spotting people out. I'm trying to say like, hey, this is where all the teams are playing, because I want to know where teams are going to be moving into the circle from. And this is something that you guys need to be paying attention to in your own games when you're playing a small bit of cover like this. You need to understand where the hot zones are going to be, because if a team pushes in, you need to know that a team could potentially walk up around here. And if a team is doing that, you need to be aware of it, because if they were to just randomly appear on top of this train tunnel here, I need to be aware of that, because we need to pressure them. We need to shoot them so that they hop off and they run into another team. I see a lot of players try to hold a position that's really strong in zone, and they just sit and be complacent, and a team walks up on them, and that's how they lose. So if you're in a situation like this, you can't get complacent, you can't get relaxed. You have to always be looking, and it's something that a lot of players don't do, and it's something that a lot of players get punished for. So here, I'm literally just looking. I'm not shooting. I don't really want to shoot because, once again, we don't get rewarded for it. But I just want to see, and I just want to look and figure out where teams are going. And that's something that you should also be doing as a support player. I am playing Watson. I am in the support role. So this is another kind of two-part video, I guess, because like you can see that I'm spotting, I'm playing the support role. But once again here, like I said, if a team walked up on the train tunnel, I need to know. Because once they did that, they saw that we were looking and they dropped off and they went into a really bad position because the train tunnel's not in. They have to really panic now because their portal's not in and they have nowhere to go. So you can see here that they have to start running, and then the crawler gets pushed here, so that the crawler is now being kind of fought on. So they're wasting utility and everybody's panicking. Everybody's playing spots that they don't want to play. And now my team just has a very free spot. And even though this rock looked horrible, like when I first started this video, this rock didn't look like a very good spot. A lot of people probably said that this rock was never a good option. It still is a fantastic spot because of the way that we were able to hold it and the way that we were able to play and manipulate the other teams around us in a certain sense with the presence that we showed with the fences. Now here, that was a huge waste of grenades because I wasn't able to get anything off of it, but it happens. You know, you're gonna waste grenades in a game. It's not something that you should really worry about. But here's where we kind of make a mistake. We do get 2 knocks over there, or there were 2 knocks over there. So my teammates really wanted to push in. They really wanted to go for it. But I was like, hey guys, we had this strong spot. We have a spot in zone. Let's not throw this. So let's just sit here. It's 2 kills. It's not really worth going for. It would be potentially 3 kills. And this is something that you guys need to do in your games if you're playing support, or if you just, even if you're not playing support, if you just see something that's wrong. If your teammates are going to a bad fight, call it out. Don't be afraid to say, hey guys, this is a bad fight. This is dumb. We're gonna die for this. Don't be afraid of that. I see a lot of people afraid to do stuff like that, to call their teammates out on bad pushes, and they get punished for it. So I say to my teammates, hey, that's not good. Let's not do this. And we come back, we don't fight, and we just hold our spot once again, because right now nobody can pressure us. We're still in zone. We have a very strong spot, and we have this rock here that nobody else can really play up against because of how we've held this. And so now I'm just trying to once again get angles, get information, see where teams are playing, see where teams are going to be fighting, and I want to also stay safe. So I'm trying to see, like, if there's a team down there that the crawler can't see, that they're just hiding, like where are teams playing. I just want to get information while being as safe as possible. And that's just something that you guys always need to be doing, just getting information as much as you possibly can. Information is so important in these endgame circles. It's not even funny. And then there was just kind of a miscommunication with a gold helmet here. I was trying to give it to my teammates, but we all had one, so that's kind of funny. But right now, once all these teams start moving, you can see here that we're trying to get angles, because once they start fighting, we need to know where they're fighting, and we want to pressure it as well, because if we can start pressuring it from our side of the circle when we're safe like this, then we can really third party very easily. And that's something you guys need to do when you're in your own games, is if you see a fight, pressure the team that's winning, because if you pressure the team that's winning and the team that was losing ends up winning the fight, they're going to be a lot weaker than if you'd help the team that was winning. If you help the team that's winning and you just try to snag kills, then the team that's winning is going to be a lot better off to fend off your third party. So always pressure the winning team. But I heard something on this side of the rock, so I go to peek it. There's crypto, and thankfully my teammate was able to finish him off. And then we're just kind of sitting here and just waiting. Like, you can see the bubble fight going on. We want to finish that wraith. The wraith queued though, so we have to kind of wait for her to come out of it. But right now, like, we're just waiting for this bubble to go down. And a lot of people would have seen this bubble fight as soon as that wraith died, and they knew that it was top 3 and there's 2 teams over there. You know, simple math, those are the last 2 teams. So they'd immediately run and push this bubble and not really think about it. But a lot of stuff could go wrong. Somebody could get a lucky peacekeeper shot off. Somebody could get a potential Kraber no scope, because there was a Kraber in play at some point. So there's a lot of things that could go wrong. So when you see kind of a situation like this, don't really overcommit to it, because you don't have to. So once the bubble goes down, we're able to pressure it a little bit more. And once we see that the last couple death boxes go flying into the air, and we know that it is a top 2 situation, and that team is on their back foot because they don't have bubbles, they don't have utility, there's one guy standing out in the open right here, that's when you need to pressure. That's when you need to push. So we call out push, 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 and we immediately dive in here, and we're able to clean up the last couple kills and win the game. And that's just something that, like, a lot of players need to learn. The smallest bit of cover, when held properly, will be the biggest advantage that you can have in a game. And I really hope that you guys learned something from this video, because once again, this video was from 2 years ago. This was season 3. That's how long I've been playing this game for. And these fundamentals will help you out a ton. And I promise you, if you're able to get these down, if you're able to kind of put these into your own game and really make use of these fundamentals, you will have an easier time climbing, you will have an easier time in your fights, and you will start to win a lot more of them. So thank you guys all for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this once again, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.